Aries, welcome. This is Tiffany with the Feminine Inquisition. We're doing your reading for me for Taurus season. I hope that you're well. Happy that you're here. I want to let you know that I did not set any intentions other than reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're just going to see what it is that the cards want to say today. And from there, see what it is that you need to know. Things are happening really fast for this year up until this point. And I think the Taurus season has been quite slow in terms of the past 5 months, but that's just me. So we'll use a few decks. We're starting with the City Labyrinth Tarot for you. And that's really it. Take what works, take what fits your life, leave the rest, please. Do not stretch to make it fit. And if it does resonate for you, just tell me so. Like, share, comment, and subscribe as always. Let's get into it. So, what does Aries need to know? Oh, there it is. For May, Taurus season 2026. I got the Four of Swords popping out. Yeah. That's an idea that has no application, so you put it to bed. Just let it die dormant. Kind of killed it off. Not forever, but just for now. Tell me. What else? Five of Swords. Wow. Nine of Wands. Three of Swords. Page of Wands. Strength. Aries. Not an easy moment, huh? So the Four of Swords, Five of Swords. Agree to disagree, and then fuck. I'm not really agreed to disagreed. Nine of Wands, Three of Swords. Running away from the pain. It's too hard to look at. Too hard to feel. It's too hard to think about. I'd rather not. Also, why do I always got to live through something like this, right? This is a lot of frustration with the same thing. Page of Wands, being open, strength. I'm always open. I'm always strong. I'm always a bigger person. Trying to see maybe if you can discover a new way to hold yourself back. If you can put your strength in a different area rather than being the one to initiate. I highly doubt it. The Lovers at the bottom of the deck would suggest to me that we're talking about one particular kind of connection. That's a very strong one, a very powerful one that you care a lot about. But in the end, one that has not gone in the direction that you had hoped for. So, in May, looks like got a little bit of cleaning up to do. Now, you can go for a run all you want, Nine of Wands, or you can stand guard, protecting yourself against something else, protecting yourself against something that could present similarities, right? So being hyper vigilant that you never go through this again, never trust someone again. But that would not be a way to use your strength for you. Certainly not exploratory, as the Page of Wands would suggest. I don't really know what to clarify. This is such a succinct message. And you've already told me that it's painful, so I don't need to get into that, like, what is the pain? But I will get into the Page of Wands. What are you looking to discover? Balance, Ten of Pentacles, connection, environment, community, legacy, Four of Cups. That's isolation. Not having what you want, or not being satisfied with what you have, not being able to see what's readily available and coming towards you. Bottom of the deck, Three of Pentacles. So Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups. So you're open to new love, and you're open to keeping your heart open. You said, I'm open to being open. But I know what I know. Queen of Swords. And I want a collaboration. I want to work. Here's my Three Pentacles. You said, for the Six of Pentacles, I'm looking to establish in terms of balance with the world, with another person. I've got my three. They're working. This is a mechanism that I work well with other people, you said. So I know that this part is set. I want my Ten of Pentacles, my emotions. Yeah, I'm unhappy with what I've had up until this point. But my Knight of Cups, my Queen of Swords, I'm good to go. This tells me that you have a pretty strong cutoff game. because you've presented some swords for me up until this point. 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords to the death. Yeah. You trigger endings. Anytime it slows down in giving you what it is that you wanted or hoped, you trigger an ending. And then you think about it afterwards. And that's your MO. All right. Something about this requires healing or introspection. So let's learn who the Lovers is. Can I see the Lovers? Wow. King of Wands, 9 of Swords, the Star, and the 4 of Wands. Someone that drives you absolutely crazy. There's an issue here. There's an issue here with maybe attachment styles. There's an issue here with communication. There's an issue with someone needing something, reassurance. That either you just don't have the patience to give or that they're not willing to give you. I don't know who's who. You would know, though. So you started this reading with the 4 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, and that was your energy. You said, I put this to bed, but I'm unhappy about it. But here's this person in bed. So maybe it's you. Maybe it's you who feels as though when you are waiting on their level of investment to match yours, when you are waiting on enthusiasm to match yours, when you are waiting on excitement to match yours, you couldn't see that getting the person to act like you is not actually a true representation of how they actually feel. This was the star. This was the dream. This is the relationship. This fit you very well. But you worlded it. You blocked it. And there's the Tower and the Lovers again. I think you're impatient. Not that I'm going to be the first one to say that to you. But I think that your level of impatience has cost you the connection that actually feels destined. I hate to say that like a fortune teller, but the Lovers is here 2 times. And you wanted it badly. So, let's look at this strength. What does Aries need strength for? What does Aries need strength for? The Tower is popping out here underneath this deck. The Tower and Judgment. One more shuffle. What does Aries need strength for? For May 2026, for this Lovers union. 4 cards. 3 of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Moon. So the ability to stay emotionally content and stable when you're afraid, when you don't know the thing that you know. Instead of juggling, stay consistent. So that's why it's very interesting at the start of the reading you told me, this is what I know, 3 of Pentacles. This is me. I work with people. I know I'm good at this. It's a wound, and it was overcompensation. There is something that still needs work there. Some level of worthiness, security, comfort, affection, self-love, nurturing, quiet, patience, gratitude. I don't know. You take your pick. But fear triggers you. And then you trigger an ending. And that's how you're going to understand yourself better, by exhibiting this strength, coming into this place of power, the divine feminine. You know, like the way that we take lessons from nature. She never rushes, then everything gets done. Not letting the impulse from fear. I'm surprised that we haven't seen the devil, because that's what this feels like. Let's see where this is going, if this is going anywhere. I want to thank you for being so succinct in this reading. Where is this going? For Aries. Where is this going? Wow. Okay, so this is the Osho Zen, and they have titled the cards instead of giving them the numbers. Also, it's written in French. I will do my best. So it's the Fool to the Four of Cups to the Six of Pentacles to the Five of Swords. The Four of Cups they've named introspection. They've named the Six of Pentacles compromise, and the Five of Swords they've named comparison, which is so beautiful. It's this beautiful oak standing, yeah, it's a tree standing next to a bamboo. And so they're both trees, right? Like one is not better than the other. So it's so interesting how we do that through comparison. We rob ourselves of our individuality and joy. Anyway, so where's this going? You're going to try your best to reset, start at zero again. That doesn't mean in this connection, but just in general, clean the slate. And with the Four of Cups, you're going to try and take a closer look inwards and understand where you compromised yourself, where you compromised your truth, where you cut off your nose to spite your face, because you've trusted the Five of Swords. The bamboo, for whatever reason, thought the oak bark was what it needed, but in fact, it cannot live like that. And the same on the other end. Because the Five of Swords is here 2 times, maybe there is a mirroring that goes on between you and your partner, and that is something that you would know best. 10 of Pentacles is here, and the devil is behind it. 10 of Pentacles, we are the world, and the devil. So in your environment, you will be tested again, and again, and again, and again. Don't let comparison rob you of your joy. I am going to use the Moonology to get some advice and close out this reading for you. This was the quickest of all the readings I've done for this round. So again, thank you for being so clear and so succinct. Can I have advice for Pisces, please? No. What? No. Can I have advice for Aries? I have Don't Let Pride Get in Your Way, full moon in Leo, and what do you need to release? Coming through in my hand is confidence is your key to success. Another moon in Leo. So what do you need to release? Don't let pride get in your way. I think the answer is the combination of the 2 of those. Don't let pride get in your way. When you think you're not getting or receiving that which you're putting out, and you're trying to call it balance, in the end, you're trying to control the situation. And then when you trigger the ending and then feel remorse or feel confused afterwards, just know that this whole entire mechanism is part of your doing. And it has to do with self-worth. It has to do with your values that you feel about yourself, what you feel you deserve, what you feel you should have. Through comparison, joy is robbed. So I know that it wasn't an amazing message, and I'm sorry that I had to deliver it, Aries. I just hope that at some point, at least some of this has helped you in any way that it could. And always feel free to like, share, comment, and or subscribe. Until next time, ciao.